Hello, my name is Ayan and I'm a working DevOps professional. And today we'll be talking about deploying ML models and why most of the time they fail in production. Deploying your ML model isn't the end, it's really the beginning, right? Because many platforms or many ML models perform really well in testing environments, in sandbox environments, or when you are just playing with them. But when it comes to real life use case, there are so many gears in the box that are not even planned, right? So the main reasons are number one, data drifts, number two, concept drift, number three, lack of monitoring. So data drift being the number one is that when your model, the data it's trained on and the data it gets in real life over time changes, right? Because ML model learns different patterns upon the training data. But if that data is slightly different from the actual data that it would be getting, there would be tremendous defect, because when you will be calculating the accuracies and all that in a testing environment, it would be really nice, but once deployed in the real world, it would be getting data that it's not even learned on, right? And then that's where the disaster happens. Your model is not performing as needed, but the accuracy and metrics are all through the roof. It's a very common thing. So at number two, you have concept drift. This is where the relationship between your input features is no longer the same with your predicted targets. And this increases in misclassification of your different data. So, for example, you have a model that predicts the probability that a user will buy a product, right? And then what happens is that economic situation changes, and then that same users who are earning the same amount of money as before are no longer buying your products. So this is a genuine use case. And then at number three, we have no monitoring. This is where you don't really monitor your model performance. So even your perfect models would ultimately degrade and fail the business provided value if they are not monitored. You need to monitor the trends of your model and then make sure you are taking the steps in the right direction to make them improved than ever before. So you don't only need to measure the latency and all that stuff. You need to measure the model trends in terms of the value provided to the business. So, and then you also need to make sure that you are monitoring the aspects or the metrics that align with your business value or the targets to be met by the ML model. Because ultimately information changes like never before. It's really fast, and you need to make sure that your ML model is also pacing along with that pace.